to work, and I'ma gauge my progress by the sign of the word. Now I ain't yet a success, but yes, the word that I stress. Cause by the time you hear the CD, count the steps that I've left.
The mind bender, 3-time felony offender, demented, brain cemented, mixed in the blender. Yeah, it's another Monday, right? And that jam right there was The Riddler by Method Man, right? Why did I start out with The Riddler by Method Man? Why did I sit there and say it's the mind bender, right? Why did I say that? Because today's episode of Make It Happen Monday is about exactly that. It's about controlling your mind, right? This thing that we do, right? This motivation, this inspiration is literally controlling your mind. It's mind control, right? People can sit there and say, oh, it's a brainwashing or whatever. All right, cool. You know what? When I look at the word wash, right? You know what I'm saying? I look at wash as cleaning something, right? Making it new, re-energizing, reinvigorating, right? Making it shine, that ching, getting that drip, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I look at that, right? I understand brainwashing got a bad connotation, and that's why I didn't say it, but I wanted to bring it up because people be saying like, oh, that's brainwashing. Listen, it is what it is. It is controlling your mind. I guess it's brainwashing is a bad thing if somebody else starts to do it to you, right? So what am I talking about specifically? Let me back this up, right? Because I stay jumping the gun and just coming right in here, right? My name is Pablo Rivera, and this is another edition of Make It Happen Monday. So check it out, right? Like I said, this is about controlling your mind, right? What do I mean by that? Put yourself in a difficult situation, right? Like you running on a treadmill, right? Or a taxing situation, right? So for this example, I'm just gonna use running on the treadmill because you can, you know what I'm saying, that's a parallel example for everything, right? So put yourself on the treadmill, right? And you running, right? What's the first thing people do? I mean, when you go to any gym, you go wherever, right? Is they got the music on, or they got a TV in front of them, or they got the headphones on, something, right? What is the purpose of doing that, right? Because I'll tell you, they get, yo, man, when I listen to this, when I listen to DMX, you know what I'm saying? Man, I'll tell you what, I have better workouts than I've ever had in my entire life. Why is that? Because with music comes a message, it comes a tone, it comes a vibration, it comes with a feeling, you know what I'm saying? So what you have in your brain, you can actually push aside and you can just ride out with the vibe of the music, right? And that's the reason why you end up having better workouts, is because you ain't focusing on things. You can focus on the zone, right? I was in the zone, right? They talk about the runner's highs. They go, and next thing you know, they in it. You know what I mean? That's the same thing it is that we're looking for. So I want you to be able to control your brain. I want you to be able to control your brain, not with the music though. I know this whole time when I was talking about this, you're like, oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, I put music in the background and blah, blah, blah. What I'm asking you to do is run without music. Yep. I'm asking for you to run without music. And I'm not necessarily saying all the time, right? Because I understand that if you listen to music, you can push yourself more, right? So you can actually see how hard you can go, how much farther, how much faster you can go, right? But the reason why I'm asking you to run with no music is for an exercise. Not necessarily the exercise in your health and fitness, but the exercise in controlling your mind. Because I'm telling you, we're going to talk about it right now, but when we're done with this, really go ahead and try that, right? If you're a runner at all, right? Even if you ain't a runner, go ahead and try it out the first time. Try it today with the music, or try it today without the music, and then try it again in 2 days, 3 days with the music. I'm telling you, you're going to notice a difference, because like I said, that music, it comes with a flow. It comes with a harmony. You see what I'm saying? So when you run without music, what are you left with? When you take that music away, when you take everything that was trying to pull your attention away from whatever it was in your mind, right? What happens then? Is it an easier run? Is it a more difficult run? Well, I'll tell you what, all of that is going to hinge 100% on what it is that's in your brain. What are those thoughts that are taking up space in your mind? So much so that when you're running, you still continue to think about it, because it's only you and you. It's only you and you. So whatever it is that you was thinking about, whatever it was that was pressuring you, whatever it was that was bogging you down, whatever it is that's exciting you, whatever it is that's supposed to happen next, you know what I'm saying? When you running with no music, you thinking about it all. And that it forces you to think about your day. It forces you to think about things, you know what I'm saying? But if you got all negative filled thoughts, or at least the majority of negatively charged thoughts in there, it's going to be really hard to be able to find positivity to keep you going. It's going to be really difficult to find motivation to keep you going. You see what I'm saying? Your thoughts are what directly guides you through your day. That's what it is. You're going to wrestle with them. It's how you prioritize. It's how you determine how much effort you're going to exert in whatever it is that you're doing. And that's all right. It's good to wrestle with it, because when you're wrestling with it, that means that you really putting stock into what it is that you're doing. And that stock is your life. You see what I'm saying? The rise and fall of that trade, of that stock market, I'm telling you, that's got a direct impact on you, because it is you. You're the business. You're the market. You are the controls. You are the risks. It is you. You understand what I'm saying? Again, that's just internal locus of control, taking personal accountability, right? So you can slow down and you can speed up as fast as you want to, based on your thoughts, based on the struggle, based on the wrestling match that you're having with yourself, based on how you place values on all the things it is that you need to do, right? So how is it that I can do that? How is it that I can control them thoughts? Well, listen, once you in it, once you in the difficulty, once you in the doo-doo, you know what I'm saying? Once you in there, it's real difficult to be able to focus on the positive, right? Because if you wasn't focusing on the positive during the good times, it's real difficult for you to focus on the positive on the negative times, right? The reason why I'm bringing this message right now is because we've been going in through this, right? We ended the first quarter of this year, and we keep it on going, right? We're about 100-something days into this year. And what happens is people usually start off strong, right? And they just start rising to the top, rising to the occasion, knocking everything out. They checklist, they task list, they plan, and everything is good, right? But then all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, it starts to lose its luster, right? And they start to pan out and they start to go down. And what I'm trying to do is I'm hoping that I got us right up at that peak, right? You know what I'm saying? Before we start to go down and slow down, is what I want you to do right now is just control your mind. What are you going to do when the music stops? You see what I'm saying? Is that it's only you. So we got to be able to control them thoughts. And the way we control them thoughts is today. Today. You don't want to start controlling your thoughts once you in the stuff. You see what I'm saying? So let's start building that. How do we do that? We got to start finding the good in everything. You see what I'm saying? So what is it that you've grown accustomed to, and now all of a sudden, if it don't happen, you complaining about it? What is it that you've grown accustomed to that it darn well better be there? You see what I'm saying? So it's like we got things around us all day. You get in your car, it's warm, it's this, that, the other thing, and all of a sudden maybe one windshield got a little streak that's going, a windshield wiper got a streak, and the only thing you're going to focus on is that streak. And check it out. That's a practical real life thing, right? But here's they did science, right? They did this in the classroom, right? They took a piece of paper, and on that piece of paper, teacher just drew a dot. Black dot, that was it, right? And went around and held it up in front of the room, everybody. So what do you see? Everybody in the room was like a black dot, a black dot, a black dot. Nobody talked about the entire white paper that was holding that black dot. And that's an illustration that 99% of the time, and I just put that 99% out, right? Because I was talking about science, but a large portion of the time, what a large amount of the people do is they're going to focus on that one blemish and disregard everything else. They're going to focus on that one thing and disregard everything else. Check this out. There was a bridge that collapsed out in Maryland. It didn't collapse. I mean, a ship ran into it. And I might be saying wrong words to describe it, but my layman's terms, right? That's what it is. A ship hit a bridge, right? And the bridge collapsed. Right? I mean, it was a big ship. I don't know if you want to call it a barge, whatever. I'm not 100% sure what it was, but it was a big boat vessel. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it was. And it smashed it, right? But in the news reports, they was talking about how there was construction crews filling potholes. There was construction crews filling potholes. And there's a big, gigantic ship coming, right? Now, listen, both of those things needed to be done, right? But what are the potholes that you focusing on and you ain't paying attention to the big thing? Now, in that example, in the ship, that was a big bad thing, you know what I'm saying? But it's being focused on the one little thing. And there's a saying like you can't see the forest past the trees. You see what I'm saying? That's the way we are with our lives, is that once we start losing that motivation, once we start losing whatever inspired us, once we start losing that instant gratification of the task list being checked off, once we start losing that, we start to drop down. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to say, check this out. We need to start exercising without music because, listen, I'm here for you. Every Monday, I'm going to be knocking this out for you, right? Then we're going to be doing motivational moments in the middle and all that stuff like that, middle of the week and everything. And whatever other content I can give you to try to help motivate you and inspire you and get you on the right track, right? I like giving practical examples, right? We just finished doing this thing about trajectory setting and all that. Go back and listen to them, you know what I'm saying? But today specifically, it's about being able to rise up in your own self, to be able to find that motivation within your own self. Because I'm telling you, things, if they haven't already, things are going to come up in your life that you are going to want to slow down or stop. And I'm telling you right now is that if you're an emotional person, you're going to be able to slow down and stop real easy. If you're an intellectual person, you're going to be able to slow down and stop real easy. If you're a comical person, you're going to be able to slow down and stop real easy. Why? Because if you ain't sitting there and you ain't being able to run on the treadmill without any music, if you can't have them positive thoughts in your brain to be able to guide you to do the right things that you want to do, if you don't got that vision and life of gratitude that you can actually be happy for the things that it is that you got, both good and bad, right? The bad things that happened made me who I am right now, and I'm proud of that. The good things that happened to me made me who I am, and I'm proud of that, right? But if you ain't got them positive thoughts in there, right? If you ain't got no positive thoughts, how are you going to help guide yourself during the difficult times? How are you going to pull yourself out during the difficult times, right? How do we dig in when it's boring as heck? Right? How is it that we dig in when it gets super duper tough? How do we dig in when it gets super duper easy and it's just boring, right? How do we dig in? How do we do what we need to do when the excitement of doing what it is that we do is gone, right? It's by controlling our thoughts. That's all it is. It's by controlling our thoughts. So if you haven't already, I want you to start controlling your thoughts now, right? Because too many times there's going to be reasons. You're going to sit there and you're going to be like, you know what? I've been doing this for a long time and the results aren't exactly what I wanted, so I'm quitting. I went to this church and I don't like the people in the church, so I'm not going to no church no more. I'm stopping reading my Bible. I'm stopping my relationship with God. I got a family member who's going through it. They got cancer, or they just going through a really sick time, or maybe they're going through they on some drug abuse type stuff, and I have to be there. I can't do it. It's super easy to be able to talk yourself out of doing what it is that you're supposed to do. And I ain't saying that some of them reasons, or what I call excuses, aren't actually legitimate and valid. I'm saying that they are. But what I'm saying is, like I said last week, is that you need to be prioritizing yourself. Regardless of what it is that's going on around you, be there for who you need to be there for. Do the things that you need to do, right? Control your thoughts, because during those difficult times that we're talking about, when the people who need you, when the things that you need to do need to get done, and you're getting pulled away from who it is that you are, you need to be able to remember who you are, and you need to always be yourself. You need to be true to yourself by prioritizing yourself and making sure that you're doing what it is that you said that you need to do. That's a lot of stuff. That's a lot of stuff. And it's a lot of words that you might be like, Pablo, you saying the same thing over and over. You 100% right. You 100% right. Listen, this is about to be like a 15-minute Make It Happen Monday, right? And I just want you to be able to take this, and I want you to be able to run with no music on. I want you to be able to grind with no cheers, because it's what it is that you do when ain't nobody watching that makes you so amazing and makes everybody want to watch you. Listen. It's all about just having clearer visions. It's about being able to just understand that you are that priority, right? I want you to remember, winners make things happen and losers let things happen. I'm going to leave you up with one more thing, right? Because all of these things that we're talking about is what we're trying to do is to actualize ourselves into the better version of ourselves that we know who we are, right? I ain't asking for you to be nobody fake. I ain't asking for you to try to be somebody else. When I sit there and I say, look at somebody else and see what it is that their actions are that are yielding the outcomes that you want, I'm saying be you. You see what I'm saying? I'm saying be you, but be a better you so that you can have the outcomes that it is that you're looking for, right? And I've been having this conversation with my family and my daughter especially, right? My 5-year-old daughter, right? And she said, Papi, you know what? I got a message for the people too. Can you do me a favor? Can you share this with them? And I was like, yeah, what's up, baby? And she said, I want you to tell everybody, and I wrote it down right here so I make sure I say it right. She said, Papi, tell everybody to always be themselves. So here I am on behalf of my daughter telling you, the Make It Happen movement, Always be yourself. Always be yourself. That's it. That's what it is. Listen, my name is Pablo Rivera. Like I said, winners make things happen. Losers let things happen. And I know you're a winner. So am I. And until next week, my name is Pablo Rivera. Watch me make it happen.
Admire my rhymes, a level head on my shoulders. When I'm in motion, I'm focused. Thoroughly thought of my plans and the execution. You notice, ain't no time to think about it, only time to react. Your intuition under pressure, weigh it down on your back. I scribble thoughts in my palm. I sing it when I get home. Organize my inner visions while I'm chilling and calm. A politician's mind state, that means